Self-Discipline in 10 Days, How to Succeed, Change Your Life, and Stop Procrastinating. Written by Martin J. Stowing. Narrated by Lacord. Introduction. If you read this book, you probably need to achieve some goals and you are wondering why you haven't done it yet, while other people you've heard of or you know have succeeded. Maybe you'd like to quit smoking, or maybe you want to lose some weight. Maybe you're a boy who would like better results at school, or you're a dad who would like to show his children that he is able to learn a foreign language in no time. If you read this book, most likely you have already tried to achieve some goals, but you have failed in your attempts. What you've been missing is self-discipline. Self-discipline is essentially the claim to fame of disapproving of oneself, the ability to do what ought to be done when it ought to be done, whether or not you feel like it or not. First, self-discipline is a skill, it is not a gift. As such, it can be developed through exercise. Some people have an innate self-discipline ability, others don't, but it is possible to develop it. Moreover, there are many examples of famous people, and in particular of sports champions, who, thanks to continuous training, have managed to emerge. So when we talk about developing self-discipline, we are not talking about physical, but mental training. It is the mind that determines what we do and what we don't do, as well as what we want to do, compared to what we don't want to do. Self-discipline suggests deliberately altering our essentialness to our characteristics and requirements. Through mental practice, we base in on a task before us and let various allurements and interferences journey us by. Self-discipline asks that we endure disappointment, dissatisfaction, and torment in the organization of an increasingly huge standard. It infers being anxious to extend ourselves to the uttermost ranges of our will and diligence, if that is what is required for progress. Self-discipline needs not to be cold-blooded. It can show up as a serene reason or affirmation that by then facilitates our choices. It is requesting, be that as it may, is now and again served by our acting normally essential or self-criticizing. Self-control grants us to use whatever power and capacities have been offered to us to be all that we can in the organization we constantly need. You have to pick what your most imperative needs are and have the psychological grit, pleasantly smiling, non-proprietary, to express no to various things. Additionally, the best way to deal with doing that is by having a more noteworthy yes expending inside. The responsibility for and self-control, or their need to accept a noteworthy activity in everyone's life. For example, you wish to go for a stroll, acknowledging how incredible it is for your prosperity and how splendid you feel a brief time frame later. Anyway, you feel unnecessarily drowsy and need to sit before the television. You may think about the way that you need to change your dietary examples or quit smoking, yet you don't have the inside power and energy to change these affinities. In reality, the resources with which to beat our demons, with which we can overcome our limits, are in ourselves. It is paradoxical, but the greater the attention we place in ourselves and in our energies, the greater the possibility of succeeding in something. Determination and self-discipline are what help people with feeling responsible for their reality without feeling stressed over it. This isn't something you can develop medium term. It will likely require some investment before you fathom being taught. In any case, it might be done and you can do it. At this moment, you will find information about structured day-by-day self-restraint that can be used in all parts of your life. This book is connected to changing into a person that is taught every day, and you will have the alternative to adequately use this for improvement. Other than making sense of how to end up being continuously self-trained, we will in like manner adopt a gander at different strategies to turning out to be more grounded mentally. It can from time to time feel hard to need to push through those impediments, especially in case you don't think you have enough resolution. Notwithstanding, this book will give you the instruments you need to pound over those hindrances and prop up in 10
Sample complete. Ready to continue?